Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a bit different that I haven't actually put in here before, but we will now. And it's all about a crossbow. This is a part of the micro crossbow that I use, that I also made some videos on. And by being on the shooting range, I've actually had a little bit of a wear out on my string on the serving. The string is actually still quite okay. They're quite expensive. They're about 37 bucks a piece for a string, but the serving just gets worn out, as you can see here. This of course in turn after a while will not be good either, so now we're gonna go ahead and serve this up again so it's gonna work for the next many shots. What I need for that purpose is a small serving tool. The serving tool is actually also used for bows and so forth. You can take the string off and use it just like it is. It might be better in this case because there's not much space in between. You need a little bit of a sharp knife. You need a lighter to finish off the string afterwards, and also a pair of normal scissors for precision. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to get started with this. First we'll have to remove this part so we can get a new one on. To do that, I have like sound suppression systems on, so I'm going to take the sound suppression system on. This is a Excalibur, there you go, micro takedown, a TD360. And that's why it looks like this. Once you get this off, you have space to work around your string. You can also see where the old serving has actually been, as you can see there, and that's the one we're going to take off now and put a new one on there. So that's bigger. The other side here as well, the sound suppressing system, we'll take that off as well. There we go, and now the string is completely exposed and also ready to go ahead and be repaired. We put that on, and then we're going to end up by waxing it, because it has to be able to withstand the amount of pressure that you put on, and also the environment when you get out, from UV light to rain and so forth as well. So stay tuned and let's get started. So here we are, all cleaned up. What I do normally to make sure it is actually going to be protected as well for the environment, I use a wax. In this case it's an Excalibur X wax. It's used for all servings and also for crossbows. So as you can see, it's a very good kind of wax as well. And I'm going to put that on here like this on both sides actually, and I'll probably take the whole string while you're at it. That's good, like this. And in order for this to go into the string itself, you'll have to warm it up slightly as well. And how do we do that? Well, I use my fingers. Just go ahead and get this all warmed up like that. The friction will create a little bit of a heat on there, and then the wax is going to be into the string. It's going to be able to protect it for the environment. So just do that all the way up and you should be okay. The string is now all greased up, and it feels very greasy as well, so it has a good protective kind of wax inside of it, and that's going to help keeping the serving, actually the serving line, on its place during its entire life basically. So let's go ahead and put the serving on. So I would like to take this off because it's better to I can better come around it, so it might be a little loose, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this first. So what do I do out here? I make a loop like this to get started. Once you start it and you get it locked, you should be quite fine. So let's see here. First the loop like that, and then you just spin this around a few times, at least 5. In this case I will go 10 because there's a lot of pressure on this whenever you shoot. So make sure it doesn't come off. Just keep going the same rotation as you want it all the way through. And let's go ahead and get that all sorted in a second. Some people, they take it through the string as well, which is also a good idea, but I have to take the string off here in order to do it, and I'm gonna go the easy way because I know it's gonna be worn out before I get to do it again next time. So that's basically my reason for doing it this way. Anyway, let's see here. We'll get around one more. Just let it dig into the wax. It's perfect. There we go. Now it's about 10. That's okay with me. Then I'll take this part up so I can pull it, and I'll continue a few more, and that'll be my logging of. Here we go. Now you can see I'm going to pull it like this, it doesn't slide very well because the wax is there, but that's that was the whole idea with the wax anyway. There we are. And now by pulling the top one here, it's gonna lock itself in place like that. And now this is the start. Now we can continue all the way through as far as you want. When you get to the end, that's the hard part, to get it all finished off again, but you know, we're getting there. Let's get down there first and see what happens. You can do 2 servings if you want, but wax them both. I mean a double serving if you want, to make sure it holds longer, but just make sure that you're consistent with the pressure you put on the string, especially on the first one here, because it's going to last a lot longer that way. Whoops, lost a little bit there. Just continue like this all the way down to the end. There we go. So in order to finish this off here, we need about 10 ringlets as well. You hold it down, keep tension on the string that you just put on, or the serving that you actually already did. Then let this thing come back around like a loop like this. Make sure you have a loop, and for me it works when I put my pair of pliers underneath, because it will keep it with a loop there as well. Let's just go ahead and do that for a second. A bit like that. There we are. And then once you come up over at the same side again, you just go ahead and turn around the string in the same rotation turn as you had before. So there's one, and then we go for number 2. Don't worry, we're not going to use these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then this part, that's the end of it over here. I'll hold it there, and then I'm going to take my pair of pliers out, because now I'm going to use the string that I had before. And what I do now is I hold, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm actually holding the loose end here with my finger, and now I'm taking this and continue winding in the same direction as I had before to lock that piece onto the string right there. So now one turns around, and as I turn this unwinds the other way around, and now you'll see here in a second that that's going to create my locking knot nice and slowly. If you are a little bit unsure what to do with it, you can always go ahead and try it on a broomstick with a bigger one first if you want to. But anyway, bring this around and just make sure you have the same tension, or good tension on it, because it needs tension in order to stay robust as you go through the shootings. And here we go, coming up there, coming up there. As you can see, it's now unwinding itself on the string, and as you're doing this and getting to the end of it, it's going to end up with a single loop in the end, and that's what you really want too. So here you are, that's only one loop now, and that is attached to this one over here. So by pulling this, I can't do it with my bare fingers, so I need my pair of pliers to pull it slowly so you don't burn it. There you go, and actually destroy the strands on the inside. Now just pull it, and it's going to be stuck underneath. There we go. And now you have a very, very nice serving, as you can see, with a locking there, a locking over here, and this is now ready for a second serving on top. I'm using a little bit, almost half the size of strands, as you can see, compared to the original one. But I like to have actually this one on here. It really works well, and I can see when it wears out I still got a serving to protect it underneath. That's the reason for it. But this is how you do it. So now I'm just going to cut this off, and I'm going to use my fire here from the lighter to basically fire it up and finish it off nice and easy. Let it burn slowly in, and then I'm just going to put it out with the fingers. That way it's going to be completely flush with the serving itself. So stay tuned, I'll show you how to do that. Now, as you can see, we moved inside, because it's important that when you use your lighter that the flame burns evenly and doesn't flare around, because you're still very, very, let's say, fragile on the real string out here, and you don't want to destroy that at all. Make sure you don't cut it all the way down there. That's not a good idea. Take it away from the string so you have something to work with, like that. It's quite okay. And then make sure that you can actually burn it from here, and it will burn slowly towards the string. So here we go. This is a way too big of a flame for me, so I'm gonna have to adjust that slightly if you can. Apparently this one here can't, so I'll have to live with it, I guess. Let's have a look. There you go. You see how it melts nice and dandy all the way down? Really keep it melting. There we go, and there we go. Just put it on top. It will sting you a little bit, but now this is locked and it won't be able to pull itself out when you shoot, and that's basically how you finish off your serving. Same thing has to be done on this side over there, and that's what we're gonna do right now. That serving has now been, as you can see, cut off. It's ready for a little bit of a burn, like this. Okay, we need to get a bit closer. Let's try again. There we go. That's it. It's got a little bit of a knob there, but it's not a lot. It's going to be disappearing in the next one. And now this serving is ready for your use for a long time again. I don't know how many shots we can do with this before it turns into being bad again, but probably, I don't know, 50 or something like that. But you can go to the shooting range, have fun, and enjoy your string. And now it's all waxed up underneath as well. Now I'm going to wax this part, and then I'm going to do a second, but more evenly, basically, so it's in the middle of the area there as well. So go ahead and stay tuned. We'll go ahead and get that finished up. There we go, all waxed up. Just put plenty on there, that's good. And then warm it up with your hands like before, so it gets into the windings that you got there, and it's going to protect your string for a lot. And it's going to be, oh, sorry about that, guys. We tipped over a little bit, but it's going to work a lot better for you over time. There you go, now that is protected. Let's go for the next one. So let's get started again. Make sure you have this one, a little bit of loose end hanging out there if you want. There you go. And where you want to start is somewhere around here. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and start to cover this whole area that you see here, because I'll have my sound suppression system is coming on as well. I think I'll go ahead and use that as well this time. I'm not so sure, but I think that'll be cool. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'll use the string suppression system. I'll just take it from here to there, so it's going to be even on both sides. And there we go, or as close as I can get it. There we go. And from here on, we just start nice and dandy to roll in and roll around that string again. Sorry, it's going to have a little bit of problem here. Let me just get it all sorted and organized. There we go. I'm going to go the same way as the other one. Doesn't really matter which way you're going, but as long as you keep going the same way, of course. There you go. So now back to the finishing of this one here. As you can see, now the serving is basically done. I need the same procedure as before, so I'll take my pair of pliers, put that in underneath the string so it forms a loop towards the ground. I'll get myself a little bit of thread out so I can actually work with it. I'm going to cut it off here. That's going to be a good one here, you see. Then I hold it right there where I want this thing to be finished. So I hold it there, put a pair of pliers underneath there so I have the loop, and then I hold this one. Is going to be the one I'm going to pull, of course. So make sure you keep the loop like that, keep going the same direction, and you should be fine. So here we are, holding it there, and let's go around. A minimum, this case 10. I will probably go as much as I can get here, because here this is the important serving actually. This is the one that takes all the beating. So I want to make sure that it has plenty of windings to go by. So the more you can get around, the better, and the more snug it'll be to the string itself as well. So it's probably going to hold up a lot longer too. There we go. Just make sure you put lots of wax in it, because that way if you get out in the rain one day, the wax is going to protect your string on the inside from rotting. And on the outside you got both dry rotting and all the other stuff that comes with it. So the serving really serves a good purpose. Here you go, that's plenty I think. So let's go ahead and hold this over there and continue by taking out the pair of pliers like that. And now we're going to continue finishing up this part of the serving. So we're just going to pull that around all we can. Lots of turns here, and make sure they're tight. You want them tight this time, because the better you can finish this off, the better it will look in the end, and the longer it will hold up too. So here we go. You can do it the same way with your regular bow if you have one and your serving starts looking bad after a lot of shots. They do come apart and need maintenance once in a while. And it's actually quite handy to know how to do this, because you'll save yourself a lot of trouble and a lot of money as well, instead of going to the bow shop. Plus, when you're out in the field, you can actually repair this by yourself, and you can continue your hunt or whatever you're doing, your journey or whatever it is. Here we go. Now I'm done with that part. So now we're going to have to pull this all the way through. Make sure you pull this so slowly that you don't tear any of the strands on the original string or the other one apart. So just do it in small intervals, and that should be absolutely fine. Let's see here. Let's get it in. There we go. Now that's the finishing off. There we go, and I pull it like that. There we are. It went off. That doesn't matter. Now the serving is ready for another, let's say, workout on the crossbow. Let's just go ahead and cut this off, and let's finish it off with a little bit of fire here in a second, and then I don't have to do anything more on this one. And it might be hard for you guys to see, but it's right there. There you go, and that's the finishing off. Then the next one, a little bit harder because now it goes all the way out there, but we should be able to see it. Otherwise, you can always use a magnifying glass if it's going to be a little bit hard to see here. There we go. No. Straight into the wax, and there you go. Now this is now almost complete. The last part, a little bit of the wax. Now I'm using the Excalibur wax again. Put plenty on. It really serves a good purpose here. So make sure this is all set so you don't get any water in there anywhere. And this string is going to last you a long time. You might have to do a few servings as you go along, but honestly it doesn't really matter, because now you know how to do it, and it's actually also a way to see that your limbs and everything else are in good shape while you're at it, so that you don't encounter some kind of a bad encounter out in the middle of the woods or in a treetop somewhere in a foreign country, wherever you want to be with it, and can't really go hunting anymore. So here you go. Let's go ahead and get this all warmed up and into the serving. You feel it's burning on your fingers when you do this, but it's also protecting the rail on your bow, even though you got oil for that part as well, and that's going to come next. But here you go. There you are. That's the finished product. It's now ready to go out and go hunting, shooting range, whatever if you like, but this is the final product once you're done. So try it out, guys. If you like this video or you want me to do more of these types of videos, let me know. You can click the like, subscribe button, and I'll return with more videos later on. Thank you so much for watching. So this is how you finish your, or actually serve your crossbow, your regular bow, or any other string that you need servings on. The servings are there to protect your bow and also to protect your crossbow. So in order not to have a dry, if you have a dry fire, or if you are unlucky to go ahead and damage your string somehow by you crawling around in nature or whatever it might be, change it and make sure when you change it, get the right servings on. A little bit of practice will make you really good at doing servings and also doing them faster. And I can only recommend to try it out. Try it on, you know, on a normal string first, and then see how that works. And then if you're happy with it, then go with the other ones afterwards. Anyway, this thing is the bow right now. It looks really nice, and I can't wait to go out and try it again. So let's see if we can go hawk hunting here within so long. And this is the end of this week's Tech Tuesday. So stay tuned. I'll come up with some more videos later. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Hit the like and subscribe button, and drop a comment below if you feel like it, and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you very much. See you next time.